everybody.
Welcome. We're back in the studio.
Back in the beautiful stew.
We're back in the abyss.
Yeah, don't touch the walls like I did. That was a bad idea. This place could fall apart at any minute.
What are we doing today, Cam?
Well, we got something a little bit different for you.
This was your idea.
We've been beaten you over the head.
This was 100% Cam's fault.
Oh, so when this...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, when this video does great, then I'll take full credit for it.
Okay.
Cut the fucking camera.
We're reading fan fiction.
Yes, we've decided to scour the cauldrons of the internet to find the best fan fiction for you.
Yeah.
And because Sam and I have sweet and sultry voices, we're going to ruin our careers by reading these things out loud.
Good fan fiction exists.
But most of it is cringy and bad. I want to say, while I was scouring the internet, that I found a fan fiction that was Goku cross Anne Frank, and what the hell is wrong with you all? All I'm saying is that Hitler goes Super Saiyan at one point, and it's very uncomfortable. Oh, okay, yes, I have read and understood the terms of this fanfiction website. Jesus Christ.
What fanfiction website is it?
archiveofourown.organization.
Okay, I've never heard of it before.
This is a fanfic by the author Treezy. Spelled T-R-E-E-Z-I-E. I want to say that we are not making fun of these authors in any way, shape, or form. We're merely enjoying your work.
We're kind of making fun of you, but at the same time, we wouldn't exist without you.
So there you go.
So, just take that into consideration.
Parasitic relationship.
Yeah.
This one's called a Reylo Fic, and it goes, Rey picks up Kylo and dunks him into the garbage, fucking obliterated. Thank you for that. But should I read my real fanfiction then?
Okay, sure.
Okay. We're also giving each other the agency, because some of these go on for many words. This one's not the longest one I found, but we're giving each other the agency to stop the other's story at any point.
Insanity.
Just in case things get a little too far.
Yeah.
This one's called First Encounter by Lyris Malaki.
Okay.
Or Malachi.
Malachi?
Whatever.
Malachi, probably.
There's a disclaimer. This is important to know.
Okay.
The characters within the story solely belong to J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers.
You can have them.
They're all yours.
I'm gonna like close my eyes and like.
Yeah, really get into it. Like imagine the visuals. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hogwarts sighed, and it echoed within his empty halls. The students had all left for the summer, and he felt empty and useless. Hagrid was often around, but he was usually too focused on bizarre animals to fulfill the needs of Hogwarts. Professors would pop in occasionally, but being a magic school, Hogwarts didn't need much upkeeping. The little he did need was taken care of by Filch. He shuddered, causing small trembles throughout his halls that were barely discernible, except by the spiders and owls. He didn't care much for Filch, wishing he could walk without his squib feet touching his magnificent stone floors. He had long since stopped trying to force his floors to open to swallow Filch and Miss Nora's hole. Besides, if he kept it up, he would be risking a prolapsed staircase, and that was no laughing matter. The giant squid saw how miserable Hogwarts was. It was true that he also missed the students, but for an entirely different reason. He missed their terrified screams as he revealed himself, rising from the murky depths of the lake. His huge eyes stared mournfully at his very large tentacles.
Wait a second.
At one time, he had dreams of being an actor. The larger he grew, the fewer agents and scouts would come calling, until they finally stopped altogether. There wasn't much in the market for a squid that would split a schoolgirl from stem to stem. He stared at his tentacles as they moved gently in the current. Schoolgirls were out. A plan formed in his mind, and he swam to the surface, hesitating momentarily before pulling himself from the water. It ran off his rubbery skin in rivulets, and he made his way across the grounds. No humans were around to witness this incredible trek, and no human would believe his eyes had he been witness. Hogwarts watched the giant squid approach and felt apprehension up in his kitchen. "What are you doing?" The words weren't spoken, but they were understood. "Just trust me," the giant squid replied, caressing Hogwarts' outer walls. "I'm not ready," Hogwarts exclaimed, trying to push the giant squid away with his magic.
Wait a second.
"Hogwarts, you're lonely, I'm lonely. We don't have to be. Besides, you can't go around manipulating your staircases." We're not done yet. You know about that? Everyone does, sort of. That's besides the point. The temperature within rose in embarrassment. "I'll go slow, I promise."
Wait a second.
He began to caress a window, teasing it open. Hogwarts. We're not even halfway through.
This is Hogwarts and giant squid. Fuck this.
This is a
This is a Hogwarts and giant squid smut fic.
It's Hogwarts getting fucked by a giant squid. Woo, I wish I was this creative, guys. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
This is a bad day to wear my Dark Mark sweater.
Hang on, I want to see if there's any, like, winners here.
Sorry, the squid wanted to be an actor?
Yeah, that was not the best part. I read that when I was reading this, I got up to there and I was like, this is gonna be in the video. And I stopped reading.
Oh my god.
Alright, hang on. This isn't even the best part. He held up his 2 longest tentacles. These can reach farther than a room. They can go into your hallways. I want them in me. Are you sure? They're quite large. Oh my god. Hang on. There's a part where Hagrid sees what's going on.
Hagrid just like picks up a flesh-eating slug and puts it directly over his eyeballs.
Hey Dumby, do you think you could shoot me in the face?
This one's called Sonic High School by Dark
I found that one too!
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
You've read it?
I haven't read it.
Okay.
I just found it.
Okay. Sonic High School by Dark Doom Firemaster.
Here we go.
Sonic woke up and looked at the clock. 7 o'clock, it said, and Sonic screamed. I am late for school! I have to get to school now! Said Sonic, jumping out of bed.
Like every kid at home.
Sonic put his clothes on really fast and ran out of his room because he is fast. No time for breakfast, No time for breakfast, said Sonic as he ran past Sonic's mom.
Get there.
You will regret this, said Sonic's mom, leering at him from the kitchen stove, wearing aprons.
Wait a minute. She just turns to him and says, you will regret this, son.
Wearing aprons and oven mitts on her hands. Aprons and oven mitts on her hands. Both of them at the same time.
Wait a minute.
That's what it says. Sonic did not care. He was late! Sonic ran outside and ran to the bus stop where people were getting on the bus. Tails! Knuckles! Wait for me! Said Sonic as he ran towards the bus. Hey Knuckles, it's Sonic, said Tails to Knuckles at the bus stop. He is late, said Knuckles to Tails before getting on the bus. Sonic ran so fast to the bus and he got on the bus after Tails.
Good
Just
to know.
in time, said Sonic, huffing and puffing like he was doing the Cupid Shuffle for the first time. Sonic sat down next to Tails, and Knuckles sat behind them, taking up both seats. I'm so bad, said Knuckles, laughing, because he sat where 2 people could sit. Knuckles did this every day, and no one bothered him, but they all knew it was against the rules of both man and God.
What? Oh my god.
The bus started and drove at the school and parked, and they got out. We're at school now, said Tails. It is time to go to class.
It is time to go to class.
Sonic was also at school, so he went to his first class of the day, English class. Sonic did not like English very much, but he did not like any class very much that was not about running and going fast, which is what Sonic does best.
No way.
Sonic got to his class and sat down in his seat. It is journal day, said Sonic's English teacher, Mrs. Lesson. Mrs. Lesson was tall and white and had gray hair, and she was not pretty.
No.
Take out your journals and put them in a pile, and I will read one of your entries to the class. Sonic took out his blue journal and ran to the front quickly and put his journal on her desk and ran back to his desk, all with his head down and not looking or talking at anyone. Sonic was so fast that he did it first. Everyone else did it afterwards and slower. Mrs. Lesson grabbed a journal from the pile, and Sonic knew it was his because it looked just like Sonic's journal. Sonic knew this because he had written in it so many times, it was crazy.
It's crazy!
It's insane how much he wrote in this journal. Mrs. Lesson opened to a totally random page, and it was the worst page she could pick. She began to read.
Uh-oh.
Dear Journal, I called the doctor today about a problem. I have a problem with my balls. They are itchy, and it is difficult to sit still with them because they are so itchy. I have to back up against stucco surfaces and rub up and down on them to relieve the itchiness. No creams have worked. Creams only make my ball sweat smell like the breath of a thoroughbred, and I think Amy, my girlfriend, noticed. I hope my doctor calls. Love, Sonic. Oh no, stop reading, said Sonic. But he reacted too late because it was already read. All of it. Everyone in the class laughed, and Sonic felt like an idiot asshole because
Alright. Alright, that's enough. How much longer?
we didn't get to the part where Sonic kisses his girlfriend really hard and sexy.
Alright, read that part. Read that part.
Hold on.
You feel like an idiot asshole.
Oh, where Sonic ran to next was his next class. It is now second period, so it was okay. And that class was history class. Sonic did not care about history class. "Hey, Amy," said Sonic. "Check me out." And Sonic did a dance move. "Wow, cool. Let's kiss," said Amy. And Sonic and Amy kissed right there in
Just
the class.
like high school.
and
It's just how I remember it.
And some of the other people in the class watched, but the teacher wasn't there yet, so they didn't get in trouble. And who was going to tell Sonic he can't kiss his girlfriend in class? Amy kissed Sonic so hard that he was thinking, "Let's have sex," but he didn't say it because because the teacher would show up by the time they started to have sex in history class. Sonic kissed back really hard, and it was sexy to everyone.
Everyone liked it.
The teacher arrived, and they did class, but Sonic just looked at Amy the whole time, who was sitting next to Rouge
the bat.
Amy and Rouge talked, and they looked at Sonic sometimes and laughed, and Sonic thought Amy was telling her about how awesome Sonic kissed her, but it was not. Rouge was telling Amy about Sonic's gay ball problem. I forget parts. I read this before I decided I was going to share it with Cam, and I forget parts, so I forgot about gay ball problem.
Gay ball problem. All right, okay. I think we've seen enough. Is there anything juicy left?
Can I read the last line?
Of course you can.
Actually, Rouge was telling me about the problems with your balls and penis and butthole that everyone found out about in your English class.
When did it become about a butthole? When did the butthole enter the equation?
Wow, Sonic was surprised. He did not know what to say. End of chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Let me check. There are 25 chapters of this story.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking.
No way.
There are 25 chapters.
This one's called Paula Deen's Salty Secret by Timey-Wimey Wizard Stuff.
Not timey-wimey.
If my agent watches this, I'm very sorry. It was a hot summer's day in July of 1966, and Paula Deen was hosting her cooking show like she did every Saturday. Everything appeared to be normal from the outside, but little did the audience know that before the show, during breaks, and after the show, Paula had a salty secret. As the lights shut off, and Paula could hardly see her kitchen, she slowly turned on her heel and walked back to her dressing room. A long day of filming, being surrounded by butter, made her shudder. No, I can control myself.
Sick rhyme, dude.
I have my own butter, she told herself. Anticipation flooded her body. The heat radiated off of her. Quickly and loudly, she made her way down the halls and opened a familiar door. Paula needed to get her to her fridge. She made the stretch of the tiny room to where the mini fridge sat. Opening the door slowly, she moaned softly and grabbed the salted butter from the top shelf. The salted butter had a kick, and non-salted couldn't compare to.
Your non-salted will not do it. It will not do it.
I can't believe it's not butter. A few moments in the microwave later, the butter was the perfect tenderness. Her jeans and panties were off in no time. With shaky fingers, Paula unwrapped the paper that was keeping her from true pleasure. The couch was her favorite place. It gave the right amount of comfort and propped her up in the fashion most suitable for this sort of job. Very little did she mind that this action would give her even more vaginal acne. She had grown used to this. Very interesting names were given to each one, but the immense passion she felt for butter surpassed the very reasons that told her not to do such immoral things.
No.
She would sit there on the floor and caress the salty stick of butter. dying inside, waiting for the right moment to put it in. Carefully, she slid the stick of butter as high as a bit would go into her privates. A very audible groan escaped her lips. Paula bit down on her lip. No one can discover her secret. She squeezed her eyes shut and parted her lips. She moved it up and down motions.
Can you skip this part? Can you just jump to the
side to side wash machine style? She was throbbing and about ready to climax. One more in and out, and Paula would let out the loudest groan yet. She made a mental note to buy this brand of butter again. Can
you imagine her going like, Side note, no name butter? Good enough.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my god.
The pulse in her vagina was slowing down, and Paula was finishing up. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. The sound flooded across the room and straight into her ears. Oh, butter shitcake, she thought. Paula scrambled out to pull the butter, but as it slid out, there was a squelching noise, and butter mixed with vaginal fluid splattered the walls.
You can't put this on the internet.
Oh, it's going on the internet.
You can't put this
It's
on
already
the
on the internet.
Oh
It's already on the internet. She looked in horror, and then her attention turned to her pants lying on the ground. Just as Paula lunged for them, her son, Jamie, waltzed through the door and got a complete shot of his mother's birthing hole. We are like 4 lines away from the end. Okay. Mom, what? Oh my god! Jamie yelled in terror and shielded his eyes. I'm so sorry. 1 sec. No, it's okay, he broke her off. She was speechless and confused. Jamie continued, I like to masturbate with butter too. Woo. Alright, I'm gonna stop there because it gets really gross after that.
Does it?
Yeah, it gets worse.
Does it get worse?
Yeah, it gets worse. It gets incesty after that. Well, they don't do anything, they don't fuck, but they do mutually masturbate with butter in front of each other after that. So thank you for ruining my career.
It's disgusting.
This is the best video idea ever.
This one's called Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles by Proud Housewife.
I already love it.
Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Harry Potter who lived under the stairs in a house on Privet Drive with his aunt and uncle. He was a good, obedient boy who did all his chores, but he felt that there was something missing in his life. Something big and special, but he could not quite name it. He stayed up every night and wished for this special something. Then one day, there was a knock at his door, and everything changed. Answer the door, Harry! His Aunt Petunia, a career woman, barked from her armchair where she sat with her feet up. She had short, curly blonde hair and never wore any makeup. Uncle Vernon nodded sheepishly from the kitchen. He put a tray of moist, chocolatey brownies in the oven. Shouldn't you be doing that? Harry thought. But he was a very obedient young boy, so he answered the door right away. He turned the brass metal doorknob and pulled open the heavy wooden door. On the porch was standing a huge, muscular man with a big, manly beard, and he was dressed in a plaid red shirt, blue jeans, and sturdy leather boots. His chest was covered in a thick, unruly carpet of coarse brown hair.
God, wow.
He wore a necklace that looked to Harry like a lowercase T. Just looking at Harry, feel happy, peaceful somehow, but he couldn't say why. Good morning, kiddo, the man greeted amiably and smiled at Harry. He had the peaceful, friendly sort of face you just knew you could trust. My name is Hagrid. Could I speak to your mommy and daddy? I don't have a mommy or daddy, Harry replied sadly, and looked at his raggedy old shoes that were blue.
Oh, his God is my bitch aunt.
Perhaps this was why he felt so lonely, he thought, not for the first time. Maybe that was what he was missing, a mommy and a daddy. But no, that was not quite right. I am so sorry to hear that, Hagrid uttered empathetically. You can speak with my auntie and uncle, Harry retorted politely, and blinked his big blue childlike eyes. What do you want? Aunt Petunia peered out the door with her narrow, suspicious eyes, and she was wearing a baggy, unflattering pantsuit. Hello, neighbor. I was wondering if you have been saved, Hagrid exclaimed brightly, and tipped his wide-brimmed straw cowboy hat.
Continue.
Aunt Petunia laughed a gravelly laugh and leaned forward on her sturdy, practical boots. Saved? Don't tell me you are one of those Christians! Yes, I am, Hagrid replied kindly. Are you? Aunt Petunia laughed again and stuck her pointy, sharp nose up in the air. We are too smart for that! Haven't you read Dawkins? God is dead! Dawkins proved that!
Wait a minute, what?
Would you like us to educate you on the Dawkins?
Wait, is she she's like an atheist or something? Okay, alright.
What is a Christian? Harry queried innocently, and scuffed his shoe on the shaggy yellow carpet which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. Christians are people who want to be good, Hagrid explained wisely, and crouched down so he was on eye level with Harry. We want to go to heaven after we die. Do you know what heaven is, Harry? Harry shook his head. His big eyes were wide and curious. Heaven is a beautiful place where we can be with God. Aunt Petunia smacked her hands over Harry's young ears, and her voice was sickly sweet when she said, Thank you very much for your concern, sir, but he does not need your religion. He has science and socialism and birthdays.
What?
Haven't you heard of evolution? I have a very good textbook on evolution that I could give you on it if you would like to learn things. Hagrid laughed wisely. Evolution is a fairy tale. You don't really believe that, do you? Yes, I do! Aunt Petunia screeched. Well, then prove it!
Is this getting too political? Like, what's going on?
It's almost done. Aunt Petunia could only stare at him, and her big mouth hung open dumbly. Here she thought she was so educated, and always demanded that Christians prove what they believed in, but she couldn't even prove her own religion. It was then that Harry knew who the smart one here was. All you have to do now is be saved. Do you want to be saved? I do, Harry squealed, jumping up and down. Then pray the sinner's prayer. Aunt Petunia tried to stop him, but she was powerless against Harry's pure, innocent, holy energy. Soon, Harry had said the prayer. Hagrid beamed happily. You're a Christian now, Harry, Hagrid cried proudly. Harry smiled, but then interrogated. But how do I be a Christian? I don't know how. Hagrid grinned widely. There's only one place to learn that. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Author's note. So, what do you all think? I may not be a professional writer, but I think I am being given this talent to pull this off in service of a greater mission. Blessings, Grace Ann.
Written by Ben Shapiro.
Author's note. Hello, friends. I have been getting so many lovely, thankful messages from mommies everywhere, and I just want to say thank you for all your encouragement. However, I have also been getting several messages saying that my story is bad because Harry Potter is not just about witches. It is also about friendship and kindness and bravery. Friends, this is exactly what I have been saying. Harry Potter has many good things about it, but it still has witchcraft, so my children cannot read it. But
okay.
That is why I am writing this. So they can have all the adventure and good morals of Harry Potter books without all that bad stuff that is bogging it down. I mean, Matthew 3:12, am I right? So without further ado, on to chapter 2.
So this is a troll, right? This must be a troll.
It must be.
There's no way.
I remember coming across this, like, when the movies were still coming out and stuff, and, like, my friends and I died. Died reading this. Like, you say the sinner's prayer, and then you go to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Like,
I mean, wow.
What?
Yeah, that's something else, all right. Comics Nix wrote, Love beyond circuits, love beyond flesh. Okay, the story begins. Optimus Prime is entering Megatorn's secret base. The fight was vicious, and the other Transformers got caught. Optimus need to free them. He enters Megatron's kink chamber. Egatro, free my Transformer pals, or suffer lead metal consequences. I'm reading this as it's spelt, by the way. Megatron runs to a secret chamber, and Optimus go behind. But it's a trap. Optimus gets stuck into a titanium metal bar cages, and Megatron brags, Now, Optimus, you will be my financier, with help to pay my death satellite to kill the Earth. What? Megatron opened his spaceship and embarks the jailbirded Optimus Prime. He set a course to a distant planet on a galaxy far away. After some weeks, the Megatron spaceship arrived at Tatooine. Here, your new slave, and Megatron lent Optimus to Jabba. Ah, said Jabba, a new robot to my collection. You will entertain my customers for some time. Optimus is very angry and shouted to Jabba, I'll never be your slave, you cannot control me. Yes, I can. If you try to escape, I will kill your cell companions. And Jabba take Optimus to his cell. There, he finds the other prisoner Jabba was talking about.
Is it Han Solo?
Hi, I'm Leia, and this is R2-D2, and this is C-3PO. Hi, Leia, I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. The next day, guards Wakand and the prisoners took them to the Colosseum. It was very big and was full of aliens and people from all over the universe. Jabba speaks at a microphone. Greetings, dear customers. Welcome to the first luxury multi-species Colosseum of the galaxy.
Does Jabba sound like that?
Nope.
I don't think he does.
Well, Jabba the Hutt is like, well, he doesn't
He speaks another language.
Yeah, he's like, waka, tuka, ka, ka, ika. Here, our first slaves will have pleasures beyond imagination. And please, you too, don't feel ashamed putting your clothes off and jerk at will. No extra expenses are charged by cleaning the place. You're gonna jack off so much that Jabba has to be like, no, don't worry, I'm not gonna charge you more if you come everywhere.
It is of no extra expense to me to have this place cleaned of all of your cum. I'm so glad you took care of that. I was really worried.
Optimus are there, looking around seeing that multitude of people. He can do nothing. Even if he tries to fight, Jabba can kill Leia and the others. They are fragile, so he must let his pride go and please the hottingly audience of pedos. All of the 5 slaves have microchips. Not just microchips, microchips. So what they say, the audience can enjoy. Jabba firmed a contract with the costumers that moanings and profanities are a right they have. So the slaves must keep shit-chatting while sodomizing one another.
Cameron, I don't know what you're saying. Like, I'm trying to keep up, but I literally don't know what
Dude, here's the thing. Optimus Prime got kidnapped by Megatron and it was brought to Jabba the Hutt, and now Jabba the Hutt is making Optimus, Leia, C-3PO, and R2-D2 become sex slaves in front of a coliseum of people who are going to jack off and fuck to them fucking. From what I understand. Prime sits on the dirty ground and wait. Leia comes near him. Oh, Optimus, sorry that we met this way. Don't be ashamed, Leanne. It is not our free will that approves this horrifying spectacle of pure sacrilege against flesh and circuits. It'll be over in—
Against flesh and circuits!
Yeah, dude! No, this is the best one. It'll be over in some hours. Leia jumped on Primus' leg and walked to his hips. Now, Optimus, show me your metal cock, said Princess Leia with a moaning and whoring voice that readily, Optimus engaged into the sex-serving mode. A hatch opened, and slowly, a cylindrical monster of lead and gold emerged from the opening crotch gate. It was shining and was totally waxed, but was It was shining and totally waxed, but was too big to Leia to be fucked. 40 inches of diameter and 6 feet of height. Jabba was not pleased. How that stupid robot can penetrate Leia now. His dick is taller than me. Megatron fooled me, he regretted Jabba. He kept thinking about a solution. Leia looked on, and because the show must go on, he did her best while Jabba tries to fix the situation. Leia rubbed with her stretched arms the metal dick up and down, but it was dragging her skin. Even if it was polished and had no jagged edges, she needed to lubricate it. Prime, do you have something good to facilitate my work? Yes, my power load.
Oh my god, this breaks OSHA guidelines.
I know, a little bit, right? Here, have this squeezing tube. It contains graphite. Just rub all will be alright, and Leia did it. Her body got darkened by the graphite dust, but she liked it, and masturbating Potimus got very easy and pleasurable. R2-D2 approached Optimus and asked permission to land. Granted, my fellow cylindrical pal, you could enter my dark caves of mysteries.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Leia, said Optimus, hang on, and Leia hold very harder Optimus' dick.
Very
Optimus
harder.
got up a bit and gave space to R2-D2. Leia was hanging on Optimus' dick. Dangling off like a Christmas tree decoration.
She's just swanging on that thing.
Well, R2-D2 searched the best coordinates to penetrate Optimus' experimental anus. Luckily for him, Prime's anus was automated to adjust the best diameter for foreign objects entering it.
His anus just goes.
Don't worry, I have an adaptive anus. Holy shit. This is very long, but I want to get to...
Can we please stop?
The best line here. A beautifully adorned rectum, full of portraits of Prime's human friends that already visited the place. He's got like a smoking room in his ass. Sam, do you sometimes wish you were half as creative as the people who write these stories? I swear to God.
Like, this is why I don't even care when people say, like, you know this is fake, right? The person is just a troll. It's like...
Who cares?
You came up with it still,
Are you reading
though.
this? Are
You
you
came up
fucking
with
reading
it.
this?
This
This
is
is
amazing.
amazing. Optimus knew he had a long battle against the Decepticons, but one day, he will make his woman happy. One day. The end. Happy birthday, Nikki. Now, if you excuse me, I may need to drink forever. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
We should just to be good artists. Like, we'll provide the links to all of these stories in the description down below. Just to
read them yourself. Share them with your friends.
Read them yourself. Read all 14 chapters of this if you want to.
There are 25 chapters of Sonic High School to go. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can always check out our extra social medias.
Let us know if you like this. We might do a part 2.
Yep, and then we'll see you guys.
But only a part 2. I'm not doing this 25 times.
That's what she says now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye!